Paranormal Activity 3. This is the third Paranormal Activity in my the fourth Paranormal Activity I reviewed, because I reviewed the newest one that came out on Paramount Plus, and now I'm going back and reviewing the other ones. I really am shocked how much I really enjoy these first three movies, because again, I was on the Paranormal Activity hate train. I came from a perspective of like, these were just lame horror movies that didn't really have a reason to exist, that were bad and just, lazy. But when you actually sit down and watch these movies, they're actually fascinating movies. They come from a place of real, genuine filmmaking that's fascinating. Especially, at least these first three. I don't know about the other ones. I don't remember the other ones very well, but this one is excellent. Um, and I think what's nice about these first three is if they had stopped here, this would have been an awesome finale to the series. Because, I mean, obviously they wouldn't do that because there's a thing called money, but these are just great in the sense that all three of these movies come together, they tie into one another, they function as a really well structured, put together trilogy. Not really like an intentional trilogy. Like, I don't think when they made Paranormal Activity, they had intentions for a third one. Obviously, they weren't even thinking about anything beyond just that first movie when they were making it, right? But when you actually sit and watch these things, they function really well like that. The characters tie into each other. It makes for a very solid three movies. The writing is for these first three movies is not like the most amazing thing I've ever seen, but they tie in well enough that makes it just really neat as a fan of these first three movies. And the filmmaking on display is just really cool once again. And I will say, like, when I talked about Paranormal Activity 2, while the filmmaking style does get a little bit old once you get past that first one, even going on to the second one, it's still really neat in these first three movies. There's still a lot there, and it's still creepy, and there's a lot of that, and that's awesome. And it leads to some really interesting moments throughout this franchise, and that's what I really like about it. My only issue is like towards the later ones, they dive in a little bit more to jump scares. You see that just a little bit more in this one, and that's unfortunate because like the scares are actually very clever in these movies for the first three movies, and then once you start getting into that more jump scare area to these movies, they really go downhill. But otherwise, this is a very solid continuation to the Paranormal Activity franchise, and I'm surprised. This is why sometimes you need to challenge your opinions on movies where you just like, no, you have this dead set opinion on something, and then sometimes just go back, rewatch some things. You might come to appreciate things that you didn't really see before or understand at the time.